I wasn't leading a good life. I was a spoiled little brat, basically. Money in your pocket, narrow-minded, ignorant, arrogant. I was the worst. I was really bad. What am I going to do? I'll be just a stupid person, a useless bastard. That's what I will be. It's not a nice life. Eventually, I had to put a stop on that. I thought about the future. What am I going to do? What about if my dad won't be here? What am I going to do? Pronto?
Gatto Nero is a small family restaurant on the island of Burano, in the Venetian lagoon, about a half-hour boat trip from Venice. The restaurant is always full and incredibly busy. But it wasn't always this way.
The restaurant started off from my granddad. After the war, my dad's family had to go to Vicenza because there was lack of work in here. No job, no money, what do you do? They had a family to grow. My granddad was an excellent joiner, so he went to Vicenza because there was a better opportunity for work. I believe they lived for 12 years. Then eventually they came back and things were better by that time. So my granddad got involved in a restaurant, my dad started working in a restaurant, and that's how things started. No, so it's lovely to go to Venice with your own little boat. You meet your friends, you have a coffee, you buy what you need. So you have this nice way to begin the day. And then it will reflect eventually on your style of work. Because if you're happy with the morning, because you have met your friends, you'll have done a good shopping, you'll have bought something good, eventually will work. You know that you're going to have lots of quality. You'll be happy with what you did in the morning. You made everybody happy, and you carry on being happy. Or most likely, you'll be ready to fight with problems on a better way. Which if you start angry already, as you by night, you'll be dead. Since I came back from Scotland, I've always been loving in the morning to come to Venice as early as I can to the fish market. Because first of all, when you arrive early, you find the best stuff. Second thing, Venice is Venice. It's just beautiful to go to Venice. So you go on the little canal, then he opens up into the Grand Canal, and then in front of you, you see the Rialto market. Somehow it takes you back in time when Venice was like a very important place for the whole of Europe. So by taking you back in time, you think magically how life is to be in Venice, and everything we ruled with boats. And the Rialto market was such an important market from fruit and veg, and a lot of life would begin from there. That's why I love to come here. Alessandro, ratmiti e bevarasi. Ciao ragazzi, ciao, buon lavoro. In the beginning, this room wasn't built. It was only the front room, so it was only a bar, a very tiny bar for alcoholics. Yeah, for fishermen alcoholics. There was a time I can't remember because I was too young. They closed the canal to do work. My dad was going bankrupt. He told me that there were people, fishermen, coming here, having a drink and say, I'm not paying for that because next week you'll be closed.
Ruggero, Massi's dad, shouldered the tough times and managed to keep his restaurant open. But nothing prepared him for what came next.
One day, like what you would call the head chef, I was a woman, she just had enough. She just quit that night, out of nothing. It wasn't an argument, it was nothing. She just said, I had enough. So basically, that night, my dad has to start being a chef out of a bloom. Because I remember he told me the food was really bad. He said, Max, I remember people after meal coming to the kitchen saying, this is really bad.
Most people would have given up, but Ruggero persisted. He wanted to leave his children with a legacy that they could take into the future. Ruggero started with cooking recipes that he remembered from his childhood. Lots of seafood and local flavours combined with the knowledge passed down from his nonna. He believes that a good spaghetti marinara starts with quality seafood, always using what's fresh and locally sourced. The flavours in the sauce are simple, with some chopped tomatoes and shellfish. Which he simmers long enough to release the flavours, mixed with a quality al dente spaghetti. Having to become head chef practically overnight led to some serious health issues for Ruggero.
He's always been a stressed man. He never did any sport. It was always having stress. It was smoking a lot. It just had a lot of bad habits. By leading a life like this, over stress, not exercising and that. So at 37 years old, he did a huge heart attack.
In the winter of 1984, during a Burano flood, Ruggero was moving an electric food warmer. There was water in the power outlet, and as Ruggero suffered his heart attack, he also got electrocuted.
If he hadn't got electrocuted, he would have died because the heart attack was pretty big. A quarter of his heart went, but with electricity. My dad got electrified and his heart started again.
Recovering from his triple bypass, Ruggero returned to the restaurant a changed man. He gave up smoking and changed his diet. But the one thing that didn't change was his need to be constantly busy.
Sometimes he's on his own in the kitchen and he's rushing. I said, Dad, what are you rushing for? I don't know, I just got a lot of things to do. I said, what do you mean you got a lot of things to do? There's nothing to do now. Yeah, but I'm preparing things for it. My boxing is a way to get rid of my stress. Even sometimes I'm really, really tired, I start jumping the rope. And I can feel my brain is like a relief. And I stopped thinking about work and I started focusing on what I'm doing. And that relaxed me a lot.
Massi believes boxing is a bit like life. To avoid the punches, you have to be focused.
And that's what I also use at work. When I'm on a stress moment, I focus, stay quiet, and I try to reason. It's a little bit more difficult here. The relationship I have with my dad is pretty much like arguing every day. We can barely stand each other. But luckily, he works in the kitchen and I look after the rest of the restaurant. E mi ha chiesto di te. Era il tuo sogno avere un ristorante?
No, il mio sogno era di studiare e comporre la musica.
What he's saying there is, I would have loved to write music, and I know that's a fact, I would have loved it. He couldn't afford to study, so he was forced to go and take a job as a waiter, as a dishwasher, because at the time there wasn't many opportunities. So eventually found himself into this restaurant. I like it because I realized I really like to make food. But I never realized I would have to work that much in life.
Owning a restaurant is hard work. And even though Ruggero gave up his dream of composing music, he has found a different symphony. With food. Ruggero's dream of Massi carrying on his legacy was shattered when Massi, as a teenager, wanted to leave to go overseas. Massi felt that he was on the wrong path. His life was going nowhere. He was messing up.
So I said to my dad, I want to go to California and study. My dad was like, yeah, you're right. I was like, well, I need to go and study abroad. And he was like, you can't. I want to go study abroad, so after massive arguments, I was like, okay, I'll go to Scotland. So I went to a private college in Edinburgh.
Massi studied French, Spanish, German and English and embraced his second chance at making something of himself.
Merci beaucoup.
it is today.
I like to help my own environment. I like to help my own microeconomy of the island. For example, if a fisherman comes up on a Sunday morning and he gets some sea bass, for example, there's no market on a Sunday morning, there's no market on a Monday, so he would have to sell on a Tuesday. By the Tuesday, I'll be worth half of the price, kind of, right? Which I know he has 3 kids and a mortgage. What do? You bargain down the price because it's Sunday. No, you don't do such a thing. You pay the full price. You'll gain a lot of respect from him. You will help the economy. And next time, when there's less fish, it will think of you first, the others.
Living next door to Al Gatto Nero is Aldo. He's often out the back, hands buried deep in seafood.
Aldo worked in the fish market for so many years, and now he's in pension, but his passion is cleaning fish. So he always, every morning, is outside, back in the kitchen, he's like, you need any help? You need any help? Do you want me to clean fish for you? For some reason, his pension is very, very low. They can afford to buy their own thing. So when we make food, we make a little more for him as well. It's also almost like a repayment for all the effort he makes, for all the times he helps me, to clean the fish. And it's a nice way to help people. It's a nice way to live in a small community, help each other. If you be nice to someone, somebody will be nice to someone else, and then someone else will be nice to someone else again. And it's a better way to live, I believe.
Massi uses the same philosophy with his staff. Treat them well, and they will reward you with effort.
I treat them like friends. So I give them full respect. I demand full respect. And I always think for their benefit every day. It's not just money-wise, but also feeling-wise. If they do something nice, I like to thank them for that. Sometimes they do things I don't expect. They do more than what they should do. And I have to thank them for that. Because I'm not any superior. I'm actually with them, just like them. Come ti senti con me che lavoro con te? Come ti senti con me che lavoro con te?
Allora, lui ha tutte le più buone qualità.
He said he's really proud of me.
Molto bravo.
He knows I'm a confident person, I'm an honest person, I'm hardworking and everything. But he said I'm like Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. So I'm Dr. Jekyll outside. When I come to the case, I'm Mr. Hyde.
Più personalità. Di là, gentleman. Qua, ta 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 ta. Allora io, sai,
So he is. I've actually read it that from him.
difficile.
It's difficult on my generation. It's difficult to understand my generation. That's what he said.
Massi understands enough to know that some things from the past are best left as is, like the traditional recipes Ruggero insists on keeping on the menu.
I love big families. But the thing is, it's not easy to have a big family. But I couldn't understand that before, because there's a word to describe that in Italian. It's called perno.
Paranoia is basically the piece that holds everything else. It's right in the center of something, you know. My grandma, she was the one that would be related with everything else, with all the other part of the family. Now, it's my mom and dad that's doing that. And my mom, she likes to have all the family together. And sometimes, you know, it's like lots of brain, lots of different way to think. But in every family, there's a special person. And the special person is the one that's almost like a forgiver. I don't know if you understand that. But, you know, she takes it and she, rather than causing trouble, she fixes it. It's like having a major plaster. There's plasters everywhere. That's the way I feel that my mom and dad is. But actually, thanks for them, our family stays united. They put up with a lot of things. But you need to be a certain age to start understanding that. Because it's not an easy thing. Now, I can appreciate that more.
In 10 anni dove ti te vedi?
Io dove mi vedo? Là.
Tra 10 anni là? I'll be there, he said.
E lui?
I see myself at the beach, but I can't say that. So I have to say, I'll be standing next to him. Un bacio. Now he cries, he's gonna quickly cry. When he cry, I know him. Last time I hugged him, he said I would spend half an hour to dry his tears.
I like to see the kids running wild in a restaurant on a Sunday night, even if you break all the glasses and I get angry for it. Still, how would I feel without it? I don't know, and I don't want to experience that. Because it's not nice to be left alone. So it's better to stay with the family. That's the way I feel it.